Imagine a country. It's massive, the 13th largest on Earth. It's home to over 35 million people, ultra-modern megacities, and some of the most ambitious engineering projects ever conceived. But there is one thing this country does not have. Not a single one. A permanent river. No Nile, no Amazon, no Thames. Just sand. For thousands of years, humans have built civilizations around water. So how did Saudi Arabia become a global powerhouse while breaking the most fundamental rule of human survival? To understand the mystery, we have to look at history. Look at a map of ancient civilizations. The Egyptians had the Nile. Mesopotamia had the Tigris and Euphrates. China had the Yellow River. Rivers aren't just water. They are the original highways, the power plants, and the life support systems for humanity. Without them, cities usually die. But Saudi Arabia is the exception that proves the rule. It is a land of 2.15 million square kilometers, roughly the size of Western Europe, and yet, if you look at a satellite map, you won't find a single blue line that stays blue all year round. Saudi Arabia is dominated by the Arabian Desert. It's one of the driest places on the planet. In some regions, it doesn't rain for years. But it wasn't always like this. Thousands of years ago, this land was green. It had lakes, forests, and yes, rivers. You can still see the ghosts of them today. They're called wadis. Most of the time, a wadi is just a dry, dusty valley. But when the rare torrential rains hit, these valleys transform into raging temporary rivers. They are beautiful, dangerous, and, most importantly, temporary. You can't build a permanent civilization on a maybe. So, if there's no water on the surface, where did it go? The answer is beneath the sand. Deep beneath the desert floor lie massive aquifers, vast reserves of fossil water. This is water that was trapped underground 20,000 years ago, back when the ice sheets were melting and the Arabian Peninsula was a lush paradise. In the 1970s, Saudi Arabia decided to tap into this ancient treasure. They started a massive agricultural project, turning the desert green with giant circular farms. For a moment, it worked. Saudi Arabia even became one of the world's largest exporters of wheat. But there was a catch. Fossil water is non-renewable. Once you pump it out, it's gone. And they were pumping it out fast. Experts estimate that 4/5 of that ancient water is now gone. The green circles are turning back to brown. The treasure chest is almost empty. With the groundwater vanishing and the rivers non-existent, Saudi Arabia turned to the only other source available, the sea. But you can't drink the ocean. Unless, of course, you have enough money and energy to strip the salt out of it. Today, Saudi Arabia is the world leader in desalination. They operate some of the largest plants on Earth, like the Ras Al Khair plant, which produces over 1 million cubic meters of fresh water every single day. It is a miracle of modern engineering, but it comes with a staggering price tag. It requires massive amounts of energy, mostly from oil, and it leaves behind a toxic brine that has to be pumped back into the ocean. Saudi Arabia isn't just drinking water, they are drinking oil and technology. Now the country is looking even further. They are experimenting with cloud seeding, literally trying to shock the atmosphere into raining. They are building NEOM, a $500 billion city of the future that aims to have a 100% sustainable water cycle. But the question remains, can technology outrun nature forever? As climate change makes the region even hotter and the population continues to grow, the stakes couldn't be higher. For thousands of years, rivers created civilizations. Saudi Arabia proves that with enough technology, a civilization can survive without one. But whether it can continue to do so in the future remains one of the country's greatest challenges. Because in the end, you can build the tallest towers and the fastest trains, but you can't negotiate with thirst.